Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And y'all, I believe the Macrons are winning. And by that, I mean Brigitte Macron, that Candace Owens said was born not a woman, has filed a suit against Candace Owens. Candace has been trying to get the suit dismissed, and she has not been successful. The Macrons have been working this case like you wouldn't believe. I believe that Candace thought that Mrs. Macron was going to be embarrassed and she was just going to let it go. And she was just going to let her go on and on and on, talking about her, disparaging her, and telling lies about her, evidently. But no, Mrs. Macron has been fighting back. She's been fighting back in Europe, and now she's fighting back in America. And she has taken Candace Owens on, and Candace Owens is now, well, let's just get into it. The defamation lawsuit that the Macrons have against Candace Owens is still active. But when you look at the filings, the legal posture, and the recent developments, the momentum is clearly moving in one direction, and that direction is the Macrons. So the first thing people need to understand is that the lawsuit has not been dismissed. Now, there has been some rumors that the lawsuit had been dismissed and blah, 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 and this and that. The lawsuit is still active. It's still moving through Delaware Superior Court, and all 22 counts are still on the table as of right now. See, they have 22 counts against her. That alone tells you something. The court hasn't found Candace's arguments strong enough to end the case early, and that is what she wanted. And that's not all. The Macron's position is strengthening. Their legal team has been consistent and aggressive. They framed the case around reputational harm, not politics. You see, when you can attack political leaders, you can talk about Donald Trump all day because that's a political figure. But when you start talking about somebody's reputation and defaming somebody's character, see, that's something completely different. A French court recently convicted several people for cyberbullying Brigitte Macron over the same rumor, which reinforces the idea that the conspiracy causes real-world damage. It does cause damage, and I don't know why Candace Owens would do that. It's so mean, and it's mean-spirited. But then when you hear what Laura Loomer has said about her husband, then it sort of gives you some understanding about why Candace is attacking somebody else's identity. So maybe one day I'll do that video. But Laura Loomer, who is a white, conservative, MAGA person, she and Candace were good friends at one point, but now they're at war with each other. Laura Loomer is not holding back. Laura Loomer is a far-right political activist, conspiracy theorist, and internet personality. She has been banned from many platforms for hate speech. So she and Candace really are made for each other. She is known for her aggressive style of activism, her close alignment with Donald Trump, and her long history of platform bans for violating hate speech and misinformation policies. So she doesn't mind lying. So like I said, she and Candace are made for each other. I can't even see why they don't get along. Oh, I know why. They appeal to the same audience. Plus, a lot of white women think that Candace Owens is trying to be a white woman. And you know how they gatekeep. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Now back to Candace's legal situation. Even though the French case is not directly about Candace, the Macron's narrative that what's being said about her is reputational harm. And it's not hard to believe that. This part is kind of interesting. One of the biggest developments is that Candace Owens' high-profile attorney, Mark Kasowitz, withdrew from her legal team. When a lead attorney steps away in the middle of a high-stakes defamation case, it usually signals strategy disagreements, resource strain, ooh, they're talking about money, or a shift in how the defense plans to proceed. No matter the reason, it doesn't project stability. Owens has filed motions arguing wrong jurisdiction. Well, I wonder what jurisdiction she wanted them to have. And I wonder what jurisdiction she thinks is going to be more favorable to her in a case like this. She has inserted herself into that woman's business, into that woman's life, and defamed her character. So now she's arguing that it's the wrong jurisdiction, that the statute of limitations has run out, or something like that, and due process issues. Now she's saying she doesn't have due process. Well, I wonder what she thinks due process would look like. Miss Macron has rights too. So anyway, none of those arguments have resulted in a dismissal because that's what she's trying to get. That means the court believes the case deserves to move forward. When procedural defenses don't shut a case down early, the plaintiff, in this case, the Macrons, typically gains leverage. And if she thinks that these white people are going to side with her against that white woman who is not bothering her, she's got another thought come. Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. So based on everything we know, the case is active. The Macron's filings are strong. Owens' team is shifting, and the broader legal environment is moving in the Macron's favor. That's why I believe the Macrons are winning, not because the case is over, but because the momentum is clearly on their side. This is actually a rare international defamation case involving a sitting head of state and a major American figure, which is Candace Owens. It's complex, it's high stakes, and it's still unfolding. As more updates come out, I'll break down clearly and safely so you always know what's actually happening. This is a moment in time that's very unique in America where Black Americans are taking sides, and we're not necessarily taking sides with Black people. I don't know when they did it, but Jim Clyburn's district has been eliminated in South Carolina, and some Black people are rejoicing because they're saying he wasn't doing anything for Black people, and anyway, he was getting smart with people, so nobody cares. And that isn't to say that the Supreme Court and the people in South Carolina and these other southern states, it doesn't mean that what they are doing is right. It means that when you are put in that office to advocate for a certain group of people, you ought to be advocating for those people, not for the Democrats and not for your friends, but for the people who elected you. Then, when something like this happens, your people will speak up for you. But as it is now, I doubt if anybody is speaking up for Jim Clyburn. Maybe a few people in South Carolina, but because their districts don't even get any better. The people in these Black dominated districts with Black representatives, those people should be better off after those people go to Washington than they were before their representatives went to Washington. Their situation should remain the same or worse, and yours is getting better and theirs is getting worse. That's not the way it's supposed to be. And as far as Candace Owens is concerned, the reason why I hope that Mrs. Macron wins this case is because I don't believe that Candace Owens should have gone after that woman like that. Whatever she is, whatever her identity is, if the people of France are okay with it, Candace Owens ought to be okay with it. She need to be concerned about her own life. And I'll leave it at that. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about the video. Y'all check out my other channel, Black American Lineage. I'm uploading on that channel again, and this week it's about the suburban gardens. This was a Black owned and operated theme park in Washington, D.C. from the 1920s until the 1940s. And it was done by Black people for Black people. But as is always the case with us, they found a reason to tear it down. But it's an interesting story. I didn't know about suburban gardens. So check out Black American Lineage, Lady Boulay. Okay, y'all. Have a good evening.